Okay, I think I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. Hey, 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 everybody. It is Thursday. You know, I love Thursdays. I talk about it Thursday. I am April Halliburton of Offer HR and Business Solutions. If you don't know who I am, um, I'm coming to you live. I usually do videos, but I've been want to do more lives. Okay. And so today I'm on my YouTube channel. And again, if you don't know who I am, I'm April Halliburton of All for HR and Business Solutions. Been in business for over 13 years. And I service small and mid-sized businesses, anywhere from 10 to 200 employees. I do leadership, helping small business owners to set up their HR systems so that they can focus on growing their businesses and not doing HR paperwork and putting out HR fires. Okay, so I'm here talking to you on about some ways that you can use that you should be using AI in your HR capacity. Okay, I hope you can hear me. Hello, hello, hello. I think you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. I think you can hear me. If you come in and you can't hear me, please let me know. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about some ways that you should be using HR in your business, using AI for your HR functionality in your business. Okay. And so, of course, we know how to, we use it for marketing, of course, but there's so many ways that you should be using AI in your HR capacity to grow your business. Okay. To take some of the pressure, and free up time for other things that you can be doing, that you should be doing your business, right? And so we're talking about, we know about scanning for resumes. We do know about the recent, if you looked at that, or if you look on my channel, you'll see that we talked about how how you should be using AI for resume, or searching for resumes and things of that, but you don't want to rely on AI, right? We're using it as it's a strategic tool. Okay. And so that's what's important, is that you are using it, right, as a tool. So to help you, not to take task and responsibility. Some tasks you can, definitely utilize AI for, but you definitely don't want to rely on it totally, right? You don't rely on any tool totally in business, whether it's HR, whether it's finance, whatever that looks like. Okay. So we're talking about ways that you can use AI to grow your business strategically and long term. Oh, that's delicious. Okay. That's delicious. Okay, so let's get started. So the first way is workforce planning and forecasting. This is very important. If you are doing seasonal hiring, for instance, businesses and HR professionals that are hiring now are coming up on the time to start hiring for the Halloween season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, it's coming. It's coming like a whirlwind. It's coming really fast. So, so you want to be able to use AI to help you with this, to make it easier for you to get the individual, the team that you need in your business, right? So you can use AI to predict your hiring needs. Okay, it's for forecasting, right? And for skills gaps. So if you are, say, for instance, you have a specific position that you are hiring for, correct? And you have a one position that you're hiring for. But usually when you hire for this, you have this position, there's some kind of skill get, the person may not, may need to be extra knowledgeable about Excel, or uh, using a certain phone system, or using a certain software, right? So you can use AI to comb resumes for individuals that have that expertise in that area, right? And um, for attrition risk. So when things are you need to really build for certain seasons, right? Tying head counts directly to revenue goals. So you may want to, you're hiring for, you want to reach a certain revenue, right? And because you want to reach a certain revenue, you need a certain amount of team members, right? You can have AI to cast how many people you're going to need to get what you need done. Okay. So for workforce planning and forecasting is a great way to use AI. And again, the tools, the way I'm talking about today, we're talking about strategies. We're talking about strategically how to use AI to source you, to help you build a team, right, that you need for maybe for a specific time, for for a specific skill set. Okay, so the first one is workforce planning and forecasting. I love using AI for that for my clients. Okay, the second one is AI powered talent acquisition. Okay, so this goes, kind of ties into the workforce planning and forecasting, right? So you're screening resumes for the Christmas season, for the Easter season, right? Whatever that looks like for you. You're sourcing for passive candidates, or running initial candidate matches with AI to cut time, right? But um, that still gives you, it increases your pool for you to go in and source the candidates that AI has sourced for you. So you're not relying, they're doing the initial search, but you are going in and making the initial decisions, right? For the candidates that are the right team, the right fit for your team. Okay, because AI can't do that, right? Remember, it's going through information algorithms, but in your head and in your heart what kind of person you need, right? If you need a person, a candidate that is needs to be able to deal with difficult difficult situations, right? Or they need to be extremely empathetic to your clients, right? That. And so when AI sources a pool for you, then you're going in and making and asking the questions to get the answers that are going to make that person or persons the best fit for your team. Okay, so that's number 2, is AI powered talent acquisition. Okay, so number 3 is personalized learning and development. Okay, and so you can use AI to Deploy individualized upscaling paths based on your role, your performance data, career goals, training dollars that you have applied for personal, allocated to for learning and development in your company. And so you can have AI put together, a career path or learning paths for your team members to increase their skill set. I do it all the time for myself. Okay. Like right now, I'm working on two different courses that are going to help me to better serve my clients, right? Because as a business owner, or as a business owner, it's ever, learning is ever never ending. Let's put it like that, right? You're always going to have to upskill, learn new things, and so that's very important. And so that is the number three way for you to use AI in your in a HR capacity in your business. It's the personalized learning and development for yourself and your team members, your employees. Okay. Now, the fourth one is predictive retention strategy. Now, we all know how important retention is. You know why we know how important retention is? Because we know how difficult recruiting and hiring is, right? Okay. So it's important that you are using AI for predictive retention strategies, right? So you can use AI models to flag flight risk employees early on with engagement scores, tenure patterns, comp benchmarks, and intervening before losing top talent. Now, keep this thing in mind, okay? One of the reasons that the AI has it's not at work. There has been such a AI is being looked at closer, okay, is because when employers are not employers, but recruiting platforms. Hold on, I can't think of this name. Hold on, give me 1 second. Workable, that's the one that there's been there's been like a attention. There was a case filed against Workable, where an individual had applied for over 100 jobs through Workable, and was almost instantly rejected for everyone. Okay, one of the reasons that Workable, and not of just Workable, but other platforms, these recruiting lab platforms, are rejecting candidates is because of employment gaps. Okay, and so this is where you have to come in. This is where your human comes into your human resources, because yes, individuals have hiring gaps. Okay, I've been unemployed for, oh my goodness, I believe since probably 2009, maybe something like that. When my mother became ill, and when I lost my job, I had in a reduction of workforce. So a person would look at my resume, if they didn't see I'm a business owner, and say, what has she been doing? Right? And so this is one of the reasons why you come in and say, These are the applicants that um, uh, have been sourced to me, but you can't rely on the recruiting tool to make that decision, because you don't know why that person has been unemployed. It could have been illness, it could have been any family member, it could be anything, right? So this is one of the reasons that you don't fully rely on AI. AI is a tool, okay? Right? So you'll keep that in mind. You want to make sure that, yes, you're using AI models to source, but you want, in this particular instance, with the predictive retention strategy, you want to be able to watch engagement scores with your employees. So you want to see if something is affecting your team that is lowering the engagement scores for your team. So something going on, correct? Um, these are things, and it can also definitely also share ways for you. AI can also share ways for you, share ideas for you to retain your employees, right? To find out what they may be dealing with, and always do check-ins with your employees, and see how they're doing and things like that. Okay, so that's number 4, is predictive retention strategy. Okay, y'all still with me? All right, so the next one is the DEI and bias auditing. This is another one that's very important. So you can run AI audits on your job descriptions to make sure that the wording in your job descriptions is not alleviating or leaving um, individuals out of, um, for keeping them from being sourced, sourced because of the wording that you may be using in your I'm going to turn my phone off here. I thought I had turned it off. But this is a way so that you are using, you making sure that you're using the right wording in your job descriptions, making sure your pay you're subscribing to, you're using pay equity, so you're able to see, make sure that you're offering a competitive salary for the position for your employees, for positions in your business, promotion patterns. All right. And again, to catch system biases, right? And build a more inclusive and a legally defensible culture. You want to make sure you're using the words that is inclusive and attracting, all people of all nations, of all, um, it's inclusive. It's including everybody, right? And so a lot of times you may be using words that are may be biased, and you may not even know it, right? So that's the number 5th way, DEI and bias auditing is the way that AI works for you. Okay. Number 6 is performance management strategies. Alrighty. So replace once a year reviews with AI assisted continuous feedback loops. I like this one, that surface real time. That's coaching that act as coaching moments for your managers. Okay, I like this one because I'm avid about not only using yearly reviews, annual reviews. So you don't want to wait till once a year to let your employees know that This hasn't been doing correctly. Oh, you doing good in this area. You want to do check-ins with your employees all year round. And I'm not saying you have to do it weekly. Some employees you may need to. You may know that they are going through a situation that you want to check up on them, right? So, um, I like the performance. It's a performance management redesign, and that replaces the annual. It doesn't replace the annual review. You still can do the annual reviews, but the AI assisted continuous feedback loops gives your team members, your employees, the opportunity for you to check in on them and them to share if they're having trouble or how well they're doing, right? Continuously throughout the year. Okay. And so that is key to letting your employees know that you truly care about them and what is going on with them, not just in the business, but personally as well. Okay. But you want to, again, be able to see if if there are performance challenges. You want to know before annual review time, right? Okay, so that's number 6 is our performance management redesign. Number 7 is the employee experience and sentiment analysis. Okay, so this one I'm gonna break down a little bit for you. And so this is using AI to analyze data, use data for exit interviews, from exit interviews, spots got what's the word I'm thinking of? Culture issues. If something is going on, if you're seeing some toxicity or you're not seeing it. So AI can detect it a little bit better than, I'm not going to say better, but through using surveys, whether they're quarterly or half year, you're able to check the temperature of your business, of your employees, of your culture. Okay, does that make that? You know what I mean? So you're able to check and see the temperature. Is it hot? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it good? Are there some issues? As HR individuals and business owners, it's hard to be able to see everything, right? And so this gives you, the AI surveys gives you a way that you can check the temperature of your culture, your business at any time during the year. Okay. The next one we have is number 8, which is HR chat box for self-service. And this one is really good too, because this frees up a lot of time for HR individuals and business owners. Okay. And so that's like automating benefit questions, right? Policy lookups for if your employees have a policy question. Onboarding frequently asked questions, right? And so that your staff can spend time doing other things, and then answers are readily available. Okay, so this makes it, you have to spend less time on ticket or questions, and more time or on strategy. Okay. So, and that doesn't mean that your employees aren't going to have questions for you too. That's fine. But this makes it so that they may have a question, and then you're in a big meeting. They can ask the question and get the answer that they're looking for. and then move on. Right? Sound good? Okay. All right. And so number 9 is skill-based organizational design. This is really good if you're looking to, when you're looking to grow, scale up. And it's using AI to um, map out this skill, map out the skill set, the map existing employees' skill, how to increase it for future business needs. Does that make sense? So, case in point, AI, right? There was a time when there wasn't any AI, right? And then it started coming and it started coming and it started coming, and now it's here, or it's been here, right? So employees have had to, business owners and HR professionals, excuse me, have had to bring their employees up to speed, right? With what? Training and development. Okay. And so that way, a lot of the training and increasing the, skill set can actually be done internally as opposed to externally. Okay. You remember a day or time when um, when things like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Office, everybody had to be trained on it, right? Right? Remember those days? Okay, so it's basically the same thing. But you can learn, you can really do this training and develop oftentimes internally, as opposed to externally. Okay. And then number 10 is the AI governance and leadership, policy leadership, which this is very important for our HR managers and business owners. Okay. And so this is using your AI for things like, as a tool for ethics and training. Okay. So that your organization adopts the AI responsibility while staying ahead with the your competitors. And so you want to make sure you're not moving too slow, and you're not you're not staying behind in this policy and leadership, in leadership. In essence, what it means is that you're making sure that your managers are up to par on things like AI governance, sexual harassment, sensitivity training. Um, you know, you have the means now more than ever to make sure your managers are trained. And so you should be taking advantage of that. Okay. So those are the 10 strategic ways to use AI. Okay. Strategic ways to use AI. We're not talking about marketing. And yes, we did talk a little bit about sourcing for resumes and things, but keep in mind that sometimes with the AI training and things on the front end, it's a little heavy getting things in place. But remember that AI is a tool like anything. And that is where it is to be used, as a tool. Okay. That's what it is. It's a tool. So you can't rely totally on AI. Okay. Use it for the tool that it is to make your team stronger, right? To service your customers better, and to grow your team strategically. So really quick, number one is workforce planning and forecasting. Number two is AI powered talent acquisition. Okay. Remember, none of these, you're not late. These are tools. These are tools. These are strategies. Personalized learning and development for your team as well as yourself. Predictive retention strategy. How to keep the ones that are really imperative to the strength of your to the growth of your team. DEI and bias editing auditing. That's very important, right? You want an inclusive culture. Alrighty. Performance management design redesign. That's with the AI assisted continuous feedback loops. Love this idea. Employee experience and sentiment analysis. So you want to know how your team is doing, right? You can do a survey and send it out, and then um, and check the temperature of your team, okay, of your culture. HR chat box for self service, okay. These are ways that your employees can get quick answers to policy questions, employee handbook questions, benefit questions, and things like that. Okay, so it frees up time for you to work more on strategy, and the AI chat box can work on tickets, if you will. Alrighty, and then skill-based organizational design. So using AI, right, to map out the skill set against future business needs, so that you can do that, and you can do that in the internally as opposed to externally. Okay, that makes it more cost effective than having to send your team out for training. And then AI, number 10 is AI governance and policy leadership. Okay, so that is using AI to make sure your managers are acting ethically, you are acting ethically, training, the appropriate trainings are being done, implemented, and that's important, right? You're doing your annual sexual harassment trainings, right? And or sensitivity trainings, right? So you want to make sure that your managers are and you and your managers are 100% compliant when it comes to things like ethics and leading your team. Okay, so that's what I have. Alrighty. So listen, comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to answer your any questions. I have um, uh, a audio course that is protect your business before it costs you. It's a 5-day audio course, $17. Okay, and it is a great it teaches you about documentation, documentation on essentials of documentation on day one. Day two is employee classification, which we can always have questions about employee classification and how to avoid the problems with that. Day three is employee policies and employee handbook. Day 4 is hiring and onboarding compliance. And day 5 is ongoing compliance and risk management. It's a 5-day audio course. I think each one is maybe 10, 13 minutes. You can listen to it on the treadmill, in your car, right? But and each one of them has templates to help you with that specific day. And of course, be sure to ask any questions. Let me know how you like the course. But it's this is essential to helping you protect your business before it costs you. So it'll put a little bug in your ear and make you go, let me check on that. Right. So I'm going to put the link down here for you to, if you want to do that, enroll in the course. Yeah, that's what we have. The third Wednesday of each month, I host a free networking event, HR and small business networking event at the Corner Store in Detroit. That's the third Wednesday of every month. So come on down. If you're a business owner, you can come on down and you can reach out to me and we can feature your business at one of our events. So yep, we got that. And then the onboarding and HR by design is on August the 12th. And that is a course. I'll drop that link. It's a workshop, $97. And it's teaching you how to get the right employees, the framework for getting the right employees and keeping the right employees. Okay. I'll drop that link down here as well. All right, folks. Listen, have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is Freedom Friday. All right. Head on over to offerhr.co. Take a look at our blogs. We have a ton of them. I'm sure there's always something that can help you. And we got some more goodies coming up before we wrap up July. So have a wonderful day, wonderful Thursday. All right, folks. I am signing off from the All for HR Business Solutions office. See you soon.